What is up, YouTube? I'm Taylor. This is a Cranky comic book review show, and I'm going to break the algorithm. Not really. Normally, I release these videos on Wednesdays at 8:30 Central Time, but I'm going to do it Tuesday at 8:30 Central Time because, well, I also normally have Cranky comic book chat with my buddy Eddie from Old Man Collectibles. We're not doing that this week, so I'm figuring, what the hell? I'm going to release this video a day early and see if anybody actually watches. Maybe not, because there's not a lot of books to read. And my LCS kind of forced my hand with my newest philosophy of trade waiting and not buying useless shit. So we're going to get into it. The couple books I did not pick up this week, because I'm going to trade wait them. One, I did not actually intend on trade waiting, but it makes sense, and that's Firepower. I like Firepower. I think it's a fairly good monthly read. It's Kirkham and Samney, and I liked it. It was on hiatus, and apparently now my LCS is like, you have to subscribe in order to get it. And I don't subscribe to anything over that jackass's store because there's no benefit to doing it other than you actually get the books, which, okay, that's a benefit, but it's a comic shop. You should be able to get the books regardless. And then if you don't remember to cancel them, you're penalized, and it's a hot mess. And you can't just do it 1 week to the next. You can't. There's no system in place to make it easy for the consumer to add and remove books over there. So fuck it. Part of my language. The other one is, well, the other two I'm waiting on are Bone Orchard Tenement, which is Jeff Lemire, and I'm waiting on that because I've just found lately that Lemire reads better collected. He's not great at the monthlies. He's not awful. Some are better than others, but like Tenement's been just Atmosphere thus far, and I'll wait for a trade collection of Atmosphere. And then we got Newburn by Chip Zdarsky, which went on hiatus for way too damn long. I picked up the one that was back last month, and I kind of was like, all right, yeah, it's fine. And so I'm going to trade weight it and see if it's better. It's just, I lost interest, and that was just maybe the publishing schedule or whatever. But for whatever reasons, those are going to be trade weighted, and I might start just doing more trade reviews than weeklies. I keep thinking I'm going to sign up for the DC Universe Unlimited just to save money there too, or whatever. I don't need to own every single book, and I don't need to, like, I don't know, most things just read better collected. Now, I do like reading monthly comics. I think there's something fun about it, something pulpy, something like soap opera, not in a bad way, or like watching your favorite television show every week like we did as a kid instead of binge watching them. Like you do on Hulu or Stream or whatever. There's something nice about like the pause in between if the author knows how to write for a monthly. And a lot of them don't. A lot of them have this grand story, and then they try and break it up, and it doesn't go so well. So we'll get into it. Anyways, worst to best, and this pains me, and I'm done, and I'm not even going to trade weight this one. Moon Knight City of the Dead #2. This is David Papose, and I don't know who the hell's on the art. Let me just figure this one out for you, people. Marcelo Ferreira. Art's serviceable and fine. It's not fantastic. It kind of reminds me of Capuccio's art on the main Moon Knight series, and yeah. In this issue, without spoiling a whole lot, you learn why there's kids being taken and their hearts being removed. So this is the what's behind it all thing, but it's just still kind of a sloppy-ass story, and, like, it's not that interesting. It's really not. You get the Scarlet Spider, Scarlet Web, Scarlett Johansson, some Scarlet character, Scarab, that shows up, and you sort of learn a little bit of her backstory. It's fine. This is the epitome of a fine-ish book, but it's just not enough to hold my interest. And I really like Moon Knight. I like Jed McKay's Moon Knight. I like that. I just don't care for the way Papose writes him, and I don't really care for this story. So I'm done. I'm out. It is what it is. This channel might be switching. They might not be. I'm going to keep trying to do these monthlies and their weeklies or whatever. But it just gets harder and harder because most shit just seems mediocre, and I'm so fucking sick of mediocre. I really am. All right. Speaking of which, Night Terrors #4. Look, I get my ring light in there. It's Batman with the halo. And this one, they only had the variant cover, so I paid an extra $1. Okay, last month I said that if the big reveal is what I thought, I was going to be really annoyed and mad. And thankfully, the big reveal is not what I thought, and so I'm not really annoyed and mad. It's just the big reveal is still pretty damn stupid. Like, this is the Night Terrors number 4. This is the last of the Night Terrors main book, but it doesn't really wrap anything up because that's not how these events work. Because next we have Night's End. So you learn what's up with insomnia. You learn the motivations in about a 2-page sequence that's just really pretty stupid. And then you kind of learn the consequences, and you learn what happens, and you get the big bad unleashed because it's not, of course, over. It's not a 2-month event, people. We're not that stupid, right? You knew it's going to drag on and do dumb shit forever. So this is the part where it drags on and do dumb shit forever. The big reveal, pretty stupid. Pretty basic and pretty like, nah, Jesus, really? And then the big evil villainous plan might be even more dumb. Might be. It's a distinct possibility, and I didn't think that was. But, oh, good fucking God, is it stupid. And I'm going to be swearing a lot this week. I can't help it. So it's just a dumb reveal and dumb thing, and I'm dumb for wasting my time on it. And I probably, well, I don't know if I'm going to get Night's End or not. I really don't know. See, that's one of these where if I get the DC Unlimited, I can just wait a month and then read it later and still be annoyed, but not as annoyed because I didn't drop $5 on the book. I dropped $130 for a year of bad books. It's, what do you do? What do you do? All right, next. Another book that suffered from a long-ass delay, and, like, I don't think the author still has quite a handle on what he's doing, and we're 5 issues in out of 6, I believe. And I'm too far in now to trade weight it, so and I like Doom Patrol. This is Dennis Culver writing and Chris Burnham on the art. So this is Doom Patrol number 5 of 7. They added an issue. I swear it's 5 of 6. So not only did they not know how to tell a story in 6, they just realized they weren't done with it and didn't plan it out well at all. Unless I really am stupid and I thought it was 7, but I'm pretty damn sure it was 6. Anyways, it's fine for a Doom Patrol book, except for it's not. It doesn't have the wackiness and the true, like, out-there-ness that you need in a Doom Patrol series or in a story. It's like, that's sort of just the nature of this team. And, like, you kind of expect the unexpected, you expect the wacky, and you expect it to be not very straightforward and have just outlandish twists and turns and, like, ridiculous villains and just all sorts of, like, crazy-ass stuff in a Doom Patrol book. And, like, that's a hard thing to pull off and have it be good. And so instead of doing that, Dennis Culver's kind of abandoned all the wackiness and is just telling a straightforward-ish superhero story. So it's not really a Doom Patrol story. It's just kind of a wacky-ass, or not wacky-ass. That's the problem. If it was wacky-ass, I'd like it better. It's just all right, yeah, we get it. Rich people are bad. And, I mean, he's not wrong there. Like, fuck you, Elon Musk. But it's just like you don't lose. It loses all the charm of a good Doom Patrol book. And then you have on the art you have Chris Burnham on the art, and like it's fine. It's serviceable. Like, and that's kind of probably my word of the week for the art for almost all the art this week. It's got hints of Grant Morrison, but not Grant Morrison. Can't think of Jeff Darrow. Like minor little hints of Jeff Darrow and stuff, but it's not really that. It's just kind of safe art, and even the big end like of an enemy in this one. It's like I think Dennis Culver thought he was being really wacky and out there, but it's really not. So I don't know. It's all right. It's just not Doom Patrol or the Doom Patrol I know. I'm cranky. I'm old. Get off my lawn. And if you're going to tell a Doom Patrol book, you got to make it weird. And that's just the problem is it's not weird. All right, next. And this one I'm going to trade weight. I'm telling you right now because it's Tom King. And Tom King on a monthly is goddamn mind-numbingly hard to read sometimes. And it's like, and the pacing is just kind of, yeah, use your words, Taylor. Like Tom King uses a lot of words. Look at that. I transitioned. Holy shit, is he verbose. This is the story of the Penguin and what happens after the Penguin is presumed dead and moves away. That's in this list, so I'm not really spoiling it. And this is the story of what happens after that. It's an interesting setup. King is doing his best to make the Penguin out to be this like giant, not stature-wise, but like feared badass. And I don't really buy it. It might get there eventually, but like it's all using words to describe how badass Penguin is without really showing it. There's a bit in the end where he's like, oh, okay, I get it. But like up until then, like it's all just like everyone's scared of him because he's so scary. Don't tell me he's scary. Show me he's fucking scary. Let the artist do their scary shit, and like you don't need to have 8 billion words when 4 would do it, or 3. Through 3, he is scary. It's still an interesting as stuff said. I won't ruin the premise for you if you want to read it. If you want to read it monthly, but this is going to be a 12 issue. I'm pretty sure maxi series, or maybe not. I don't even know. But I didn't really look into it. It was a very light week, so I picked it up. And I almost always know better with Tom King. Like I know today he's going to have an interesting setup in the first issue, or enough to keep me going, and then it's just going to frustrate me. He's done it repeatedly, and like it's not that he tells a bad story. It's just that he tells a bad monthly story. And that's the problem with it. And like, so this is one where I have learned, fool me 11,000 times, Tom King, shame on me. I'm waiting on this one. I wanted the first issue. This is a weird cover. It's the very strange interpretation of the Penguin's face too and stuff. It's not, I don't even know who the cover is. It's not, Stefano? Stefano Corp? Whatever. Doesn't matter. It's not bad. It's just kind of strange. I've never seen a Penguin quite drawn like that. So, whatever. Not awful. Just spend your money how you like. I'm waiting on it. And next, this one almost was book of the week, but it's almost always book of the week when I read it. And I wanted to mix it up a little bit. And I'll explain why, but whatever. We're going to get there. This is Ice Cream Man number, whatever the hell this is. Number is this? 36. Ice Cream Man is always solid. And the reason I'm not going to trade weight Ice Cream Man is because every month is a one and done story. And that makes it appealing to me. It gives me like the little bit of like, oh, I know I have something this month that's not going to drag on. It's going to be a story told in like almost around 30 pages. And it's almost always excellent. You get W. Maxwell Prince, and then you get Martin Marazzo on the art. And they've been doing this, they got up to 36 issues now. And it's great. Some of them are a little more horror themed. Some of them are a little more like parable-esque, and this one is definitely leading in that direction. It's like a fable of a whale eating a person, and that's like it's a whale on the cover. I'm not spoiling much. You do run into some characters that you would know from literature and or some movies, possibly if you don't read, but you'll know some characters in there, or the twisted interpretations thereof. It's not, I don't think, the best issue of Ice Cream Man ever, but it's still a solid-ass issue. It's not, I mean, I can't say it's fun, but like you just know you're in for a good read, and this is a good read. It's sometimes it's hard to review without spoiling, and I don't want to spoil this issue more than I just did. But like, if you like Ice Cream Man, you're gonna like this issue. If you like W. Maxwell Prince, you're gonna like this issue. If you're starting on Ice Cream Man, pick any of them and start. I wouldn't say maybe this one. It's not bad, but like he's got better stuff out there. Buy a trade paperback. Read 4 or 5 issues for the price of 2 or 3 single comics, and then go to your library. Just ask them, do you have any trade paperbacks, Ice Cream Man? Then save your money. It's all about frugality in 2023, people. I could make more working at a Qdoba than I do at my current job, so I have to not spend all my cash on comics sometimes. I can just spend them on Qdoba instead and get fatter and have more gut problems and regret my life choices. All right, next. And this is my last book, and this is the book of the week, and it's a surprising book of the week for me. Because the writer I don't always love. And by don't always, I mean his batting average is not great with me. But I really kind of enjoyed this after I got into it. And this is the Immortal Thor #1. It's, what's his nuts? Al Ewing, who did the Immortal Hulk, which I didn't read much of. But a bunch of other stuff which I didn't really read much of. Because he tends to annoy me. And this is Martin Coccolo? God, whatever, I'm butchering that last name. On the art. This is the new run of Thor, wiping the slate clean after Donnie Boom Boom Cates kind of left it all hanging, and then Torek Grun, I don't know, the person that took over really, really disliked their run of Thor, so I just stopped on it, and I thought Donnie Cates' start of his last run was interesting enough, and I like Nick Klein's art, even though it made Thor look sad the entire damn time. This is sort of more of a return to classic Thor, and I mean that in a couple different senses. It's the Thor of Asgard, not fighting all the Thanos-y stuff, and it's the classic look. It's the classic villains. You get without spoiling a whole lot, if you don't know who they are, whatever. If you don't, whatever. You'll read it and learn. It feels like an 80s Thor book, and I mean that in kind of a good way. It reminds me of the Walt Simonson run that I liked. There's a little bit flowery, omniscient narrator that's kind of a little annoying, but and you're not really sure who the narrator is until I think maybe no, you're not even really sure on the last page, but it's it's a fun one, and I just wanted a little fun, and this is the one. It's a tough one for me because if Al Ewing continues like this, this is a good monthly read. Now this is a thick boy book, and it's $7, and I don't want to pay $7 every month for this book. But if you can write a solid monthly, this might scratch my monthly itch. And so I'm going to give it one more month, and we'll see. And like, if not, it'll get trader waitered. But like, it's got the classic stuff. It's got the Asgard. It's got Loki. It's got everything you want in a Thor book. It's hitting all the familiar notes, adding a few new wrinkles to it, and like putting Thor in new peril because you can't have a comic book without peril. And you wonder how he's going to get out of his jam, and not an easy way out. So it's got everything you really want in a monthly superhero book is here, and that I appreciate it. I don't really even love this cover by Al Ewing or by Alex Ross. I think it's a weird cover for him, but it's a good book. Is it better than Ice Cream Man? I don't know, but it just hit me where in my childhood feels where I needed it to, and I'm a little biased because I really loved Walt Simonson's run of Thor back in the day. It doesn't really always hold up, but like Beta Ray Bill is one of my favorite characters, and a lot of the Walt Simonson art back then was like my favorite Thor art and stuff. I don't think this art is as good as Walt Simonson, but I'm biased. And so, like all reviewers are biased. I'm just admitting it. And I don't know, I just call myself a reviewer. It makes me want to throw up in my mouth a little. So I'm going to get out of here. That's what I got. Don't be a dick. I'll see you around.